Thank you very much for, and welcome you to this exciting to this roundtable titled Beyond the Search Bar, Standing Out in AI-Driven in Travel Area. So I will ask you to introduce our expert panelists from this roundtable. Three are part of our ecosystem, and they are based on Parvik. So first of all, we have Iñaki Fuentes, Liberal. Iñaki is an absolute benchmark in operation, scalability, and technological strategy for the travel tech sector. He is currently the COO of Travelgate, the platform that manages the largest tourism connection marketplace globally. Iñaki reached this key position after founding and leading as CEO Conversa, an innovative startup specialized in automation and conversational AI that was acquired by Travelgate. With an impressive background that includes serving as CEO of Blue Kitty and CEO of Grupo Logitravel, he masters massive infrastructures like few others. His perspective today will allow us to understand how artificial intelligence is truly integrated into the operation of the world's largest tourism companies. So second, we are also joined by Loris Fochesato. Loris brings a highly valued vision as an entrepreneur and technologist specializing in intersection of mobility and tourism. He is the co-founder and CTO of offUgo, a disruptive digital platform that has revolutionized vacation car rentals by eliminating friction and optimizing the customer experience through technology. His previous experience launching international tourism marketplaces make him the ideal voice to talk about how automation, user-centricity, and agile product development are transforming in destination services. And Diego Perez, CTO and co-founder of Anyformat, the document intelligence infrastructure company built from European enterprises. He previously led engineering work at Clarity.ai and BBVA, where he shipped the AI system at the scale. He holds a master in artificial intelligence, and outside the company, he is a Spanish jiu-jitsu medalist. With this perfect balance of global operation and conversational AI, the eruption in mobility services and data science applied through generative AI, I am confident we will have a fascinating conversation. Welcome to all three of you, and thank you for joining us. So the issue. We are shifting from a model where the traveler searches and decides to one of the intelligent agents manage a significant portion of the experience. The challenge for companies, destination, and agencies will be to maintain a relevant and human value proposition in a market trending toward the standardization of itineraries and recommendations. So competitive advantage will no longer rely solely on the adoption of AI, but how it is used to build differential value through the product, the brand, proprietary data, and the connection with the destination. The central question is, if AI allows everyone to operate more efficiently, what will make a travel experience truly unique? So where will differentiation lie when AI becomes ubiquitous? Will it be in the technology itself, the data, the brand, or the human touch? For example, Loris?
I think there are different ways of answering the question. I think everything you said, from the technology to the human experience, to the data, is all involved. And but if I had to pick one specifically, I would say it will probably start from the data, as a data part, because if AI is adopted equally everywhere, then it stops being the moat, and it's going to be more about how we leverage the technology in order to find the differentiation. So one of the very good things that AI is doing is interpreting huge amounts of data, which is where humans have more trouble finding where there is competitive advantages. So if I had to pick one, I'd say data to start with.
Well, I'm 100% sure that the human touch is going to be the most differential thing in tourism, because any agent, any bot, any model, anything is going to be able to do what a human is doing and is going to do in the future. And that's going to be, for me, in travel, is going to be the main difference and the main advantage and competitive thing that is going to be for all the companies in travel, and even more for the OTAs, for the one that are in front of the human, the one that is booking the holidays. At the end, is the one who really needs to understand what is in destination, what is in for example, in Disneyland Paris. And any agent can do many things, many automatic tasks. But if an agent can send you what the agent doesn't see. And at the end, this is only done by the human touch. So you will be always need to talk with a human person to understand the real destination and what are you going to expect when you go there.
Human touch, Diego, how do you?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of the counterpart here, although I think as well like the human touch is the differentiation, but we have AI as a tool, a disruptive tool. It's a new tool, but it's not new that we have something new. So you have to differentiate yourself like with the human touch, but on the other hand, to do the back office work, you really have to be on top of the AI wave and use the agents and whatever we have available to make your business decision faster and better, while keeping the human contact with the client, using the tools to be able to level up your research, level up the contract you can make, the OTAs with find deals, find maybe cheaper deals or more value for less money. So I think it's a little bit of both. Building a business in travel especially, you have to be on top of every other dimension. One is the human interaction and the other is keeping the tech top notch.
Yes, but an agent is never going to be in Cancun Beach.
Yeah, simple.
So it will never know how the sea is, how the touch of the sun,
100%.
the mojito in the beach, It's going to be impossible to replace by a bot.
Exactly. It's the human have to use that, but put in the human thought.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
But at the end, you need a human behind. Because you don't know if in that resort they don't have mojito anymore, and in the other, yes, you need someone there.
And I think the agent maybe can know that, but what you want to know is the feeling of trusting someone who has been there, or when you were there, did you feel it? How did it feel? I don't know. It's this human touch that makes the difference. But the human that doesn't use the technology, I think, yeah.
But you think that you will get to that point, that the human will be replaceable?
I don't think it's going to be replaceable. It's another human that uses better the tech, but the human is still going to be there, yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So question number 2, what parts of the trip are we willing to delegate? Mojitos, no?
No, please.
Really clear. Inspiration, booking, or even the final decision making. So, Loris?
From working in a company where, booking travel is what we do, we can tell, we've seen already that customers are willing to talk to an AI agent. They understand it's AI. They understand that this AI can give them all the information they need, but when it comes to the point where they need to trust an AI agent to make the booking for them, there is still, I don't know if it's a psychological barrier, but people tend to, when money is involved and when it's not just about finding the different options and giving the human the information, there is still this fear that there might be an issue, and they'd rather either talk to a human or follow a process that is already well established, like just following a booking process on a platform. So I feel like most of the research phase and discovery phase, people have no issue delegating that because it's the part that no one really wants to do. We don't want to spend hours finding the perfect hotel if an AI agent can just give me the best results directly. But in the same way that if I hire a travel agency, I'm not hiring them to just book a travel for me without me having the last word. It's going to be the same. There's still this last orders that the human wants to give. And I'm not sure if this is something that is going to be replaceable easily.
Iñaki?
Well, for me, inspirational is one of the biggest points that we will have. Because this week we have been also talking with great minds in a really nice event in Mallorca. One of them was saying that they don't want an artificial intelligence to plan a trip for him. It's not something that he wants to do that. But in the other side, for me, the inspirational phase, we know that artificial intelligence still doesn't think or take reasons on that. But you can get, or the artificial intelligence can find more information that you can get in a moment. So being a human, you can just reach a part of the information you have globally. But thanks to the AI, you can find places and things that you will never be able to find. So in that phase, in the inspirational phase, artificial intelligence is going to take a big part of the whole funnel. Also, all the automatic tasks that artificial intelligence is going to take, for sure, is going to have a big impact. But for me, the inspirational thing is quite important.
Yeah, I think it's going to be that I don't think it's going to kind of replace none of them, but all of them at the same time. What do I mean by that? It's like I'm not going to rely only on the agents or AI. For example, I was in California last week, and I had this free day, so it's not that I'm with a travel agency, but what do I do? So I use Claude, and what can I see near San Francisco? So it gives you the inspiration and the final decision in this time that was a small trip. But maybe if I'm planning a longer vacation, I will book with a standard agency. But when I'm there, maybe I get inspiration. So it's kind of they are going to live in the same environment. So now we were only humans. Now we are human and AI, and it's not that one is going to move the other. We have to co-live in the same space.
Yeah, but there's also a point that I'm thinking now about the inspirational phase, that talking about asking Claude where to go, everyone is going to ask the same to Claude, and Claude is going to reply the same to all of us.
Exactly.
So all of us are going to go, now, to the same place at the same time.
Exactly.
So,
I was in San Francisco, and I went down the Big Sur. There is this iconic bridge, Bisbee Bridge. I was there like 6 years ago. No one was there. I was there last week. It was a massive traffic jam just to get the picture to the bridge, because probably AI is saying to everyone, go down there. It's just a 30 minutes drive, and it's a nice view. So
and
everyone
take the picture
was there.
from there.
Yeah, and take the picture from this place, and everyone was in this very same place. So
and that's why sovereign data and sovereign models made by the companies is going to be a really important point for the future.
So what do you think? Will artificial intelligence truly support destination sustainability, or will it simply streamline a model that is already over pressure? What do you think?
Well, I think AI in general is good at what you pointed at. So if you point it at growth, you're going to move towards saturation. But then there might be ricochet effects of sustainability. For example, if I want to rent a car in Mallorca, in the airport of Mallorca, because I'm going there on holiday, the airport of Mallorca is completely saturated of car rentals. Everyone books there. But if I'm looking for a cheap car rental, maybe AI will be smart and say, well, your hotel is on that side of the island. It's cheaper for you to take the bus that I can book directly from the airport to there, and then you have a local car rental, so then it distributes the demand a bit more. So there might be ricochet effects of sustainability. But yeah, I'd say in general, if we aim in artificial intelligence as sustainability, it will find a way to do it correctly, but if not, it will definitely move towards a more saturated market.
I will tell you that we don't need to use artificial intelligence for everything. So maybe we can also think by ourselves and not asking everything to IA. And about sustainability, I have no idea about that. Okay, so I don't really think I don't really understand how artificial intelligence can help us developing a better sustainability model or system, because everything is new also. So we need new models of work, and artificial intelligence is planned of something that has been already done. So I think we need to think by ourselves all of these new models of sustainability.
So yeah, I think in the same chain of thought, joining what Loris said and what Iñaki said, is like, I think of AI as a tool that we don't have to use for everything, but hopefully it's a tool that we can use or we choose to use. But it's the human at the end who is, giving the command, the order. So if we want to improve sustainability, whomever is on charge, will be a human making the AI, helping their research or whatever they are doing to optimizing sustainability while traveling. If we are optimizing by growth and money, we will do that. But hopefully it's a tool that we have in our stack, and we can use it for better or worse. And not always, because otherwise we are going to delegate our brains and we are not going to be able to think anymore.
Diego is the engineering guy.
Yeah. And usually I'm used to delegate everything to my brain. It's my second brain, but I feel like I need to also train the first brain, because
exactly.
Otherwise.
So, what do you think? How SMEs leverage artificial intelligence without losing their soul, authenticity, when struggling against global platforms, the biggest company?
I'll start again.
Global platforms at the end are really generalist, and what you can different from these big players is, you want to say, your soul, what you think special, what you offer special. At the end, in this new technology era, we define a specialization or differentiation. We can translate that to data. Okay, the data you have, it was you make special to the others. If you are a generalist, you don't have special data. You have huge amount of data, but you don't have anything more than a specialization different from a small one. So what we need to understand is that we have to use IA to transfer all the data that we have, create new models with our own data, and have a sovereign models and sovereign system that fit our own system. And with that data, with that transformation, we can be completely different from the other one. And if not, like before, if we all use Claude for the same question, a generalist model for everything, everyone is going to do always the same. So we need to focus on what we're doing great, get all this data, and get the most of it to provide what the user at the end is looking for.
Definitely.
So in terms of SMEs, I think it seems like they are the losers of this, but I think it's the other way around.
Yes.
Because the delta that you can have as a small company using technology is bigger than the delta that a huge company can, right? So if you are a small company, these tools like accessing data, right? So for example, you can do just that many trips, or you can just have that many resorts in your system. But if you have AI helping you, you can increase your stack to offer by 2, 3, 4 times, while a big company is not going to be able to increase by 4 times because they already have more than 50% of the market, whatever. So I think technology is not against small companies, it's pro small companies, and I think startups here, we should be able to help them because it's the combination of a startup doing the AI research and leaving it simple for someone that runs a SME with less tech expertise. They are going to be able to leverage solutions like Anyformat or any other startup that's actually bridging the gap between the non-tech and small companies and the huge AI labs or companies that are have plenty of resources to use.
Just give me add something, Loris. Please don't give your data to the big players, okay? Use for yourself. Don't and even free. We all of us give our data by free to Google, to Booking, to Expedia, to everyone, to the big players. And that's the point that make them better than us, because they are relying on what we provide them, which is actually what I've been saying before, our specialization. So if we give our data to them, of course they will be better, and that's why they are actually better than us. So we need to start thinking differently about how we manage our own data.
I'm going to add that in the end, AI it's not strategy, it's a tool. So small companies have the same access big players have, and until now, one of the biggest difference between global players and small companies, SMEs and startups was, apart from budget, probably the technological power. And now that AI is accessible to everyone and to accelerate technological processes, a small company, which is more agile, can definitely outpace a global player to develop something. So small companies now have the data, they have the tools in order to make decisions faster and actually create new products based on this data, which gives a huge edge to those companies. And also, I think, especially for small companies now, huge players have been hoggling on search for many years with Google, for example. If you want organic search and you want to promote your product, it needs to be on Google, you need to be seen. And up until now, it was, well, there's Google, there's Bing, there's Meta ads and that kind of things. But with now AI taking this huge part in how people are going to start searching, it shifts completely how we're going to be searching for new products and new services everywhere in any sector, which is a huge opportunity for any small company, because no one really knows what we need to feed artificial intelligence to be at the top of the list, what is going to make my company be more present. Before it was, well, SEO, well, with some models and some companies it doesn't work. So is it going to be about having good reviews, be present everywhere, etc. So I think there are a lot of opportunities for small companies.
And just to add one thing to circle up with the first question, one thing that the small companies can leverage that big companies don't have is this human touch. And if you can, differentiate yourself by selling trust instead of technology, and you trust a human rather than an AI, it's going to be a win.
And as we have seen, we have been 20 years working to position ourselves first in Google, and now the future is for us to an agent to recommend us. So it's completely different. And at the end, the data that we said before is the one that is going to make us appear the first. And also, even as user, it's going to be a time when we will be able to create our own brain, as you said before, on our model, even in our own devices, and we will not need to search Google. We will need to search in your second brain, that you said before, all the information you want to find, because you will fine-tune the model for yourself, not just for the company itself, but also for yourself, for your family. You will have your own brain for whatever you may need. And it's all about data.
So I've running out of questions, but I see there's some minutes left. I don't know. I was wondering if somebody of the public have a question to our panelist. No, no questions. Bueno. Iñaki.
Sorry, can you repeat it with this? Yeah, I thought it was very interesting what you said about not sharing our data with the big players. Can you give us some advice on how to do that? Because I understand from a general perspective, but how can I do that? How can I live without sharing my data nowadays?
That's a big question.
Yeah, that's the point.
But yes, I give you an example. For example, we in Travelgate, we manage hotel booking searches, okay? And every day, we have like 20 billion searches of people looking for hotel bookings, okay? Imagine what I can do if I model that and if I tune that, and your next search, I can do it totally personalized for you. Maybe you can say, well, that's what I actually want for my next search to be the correct one. I don't want to spend time searching and searching. I want from you to give me the thing that I'm looking for. But that's the balance between privacy and optimization, we can say, right? You can give all your data, all your personal data to Google, and Google will say you have to park the car here because you are living here, and you will say, okay, that's pretty nice because it's what I'm looking for, but actually, is the way I want to work with technology. I want to give my personal data, my son's data. When you read, not that we have artificial intelligence, and we have ChatGPT and things like that. You can take all the small letter that Instagram has in terms and conditions, and you can copy paste in Google ChatGPT, and you can ask it how it's dealing with my privacy data, and you will find incredible things there. Like for example, when you upload a picture in Instagram, the picture is not yours anymore. It's Instagram. Instagram is the owner of the picture, and it's supposed that legally Instagram can do whatever he wants with that picture. So at the end, there are many alternatives and many other systems that they try to keep privacy like in the first level. Okay. For example, things like everyone here is using Google Mail, right? Gmail for sure. But there are also another systems like, if I can say, Proton. Proton is one privacy-first solution for these kind of things. But at the end, you use what is most easy for you day by day. So at the end, you just need to find the balance between both. What I want to do, what I want to play with that.
Yeah, I'm going to add here, like, there is a huge market of tools, and one of them are privacy first and one not. We usually go for the hype and FOMO, right? The fear of missing out. Like, oh, there is this new marketing campaign, like ChatGPT have this new feature that it didn't exist 1 month ago, and you were perfectly fine. So there is another tool that will do what ChatGPT was doing 1 month ago, and you will be perfectly fine. You cannot try the latest thing, or at least manage with which data are you sharing with the latest thing, right? So I'm playing with the latest. I want to be on the top of the wave. But also when I'm doing private stuff or data that's confidential, try to use something that's privacy first. We at Anyformat are privacy first, and many of our clients are asking but is this data going through OpenAI, Google? No, we've built the solution for not sharing anything. You can settle up zero data retention policy. We just do the engine, and that's it. We don't keep any data, and you can find for solutions like this one, right, in the market. So it's a kind of a balance, as Iñaki was saying, of being with the latest and, okay, this data is confidential. I'm not going to be sharing that lightly.
I'm not crazy about security, but I'm a bit curious, okay? But for example, in Spain, that we have a newspaper like marca.com. When you open the website for the first time, you see the cookie banner that nobody reads, When you read it carefully, you see things like, do you allow me to share this data with my thousands of partners that I have? And you say yes. And that's just really crazy at the end, because you're sharing your navigation, your API, your browser data that you may think that is not important for you. But at the end, someone is personalizing, profiling you to send you information, to send you advertising overall. So it's quite important to start taking care about that kind of things, I think.
So one more question, last question. Last question.
Thank you. Yeah, hi, I'm from Alcabanos Emprendedor. I have one question about future and trends, and it's about in which part of the travel flow you think that AI will have the best fit?
For me, for example, years ago, we start developing a hotel chain, and we want to focus that hotel chain, the website of the hotel chain, at the high top level of personalization, even when not even ChatGPT, Cloud, whatever existed. And we try for the users to come in the first visit, try to get all the data as possible, and in the second search, days later or whatever, try to navigate them to a completely new personalized website, for example, of the hotel in Caribbean, because at the first time, the user searched for a weekend in Tulum with my family. I have 2 kids, and you see the same website as the other ones. But in the second visit, you will see a swimming pool with the kids club, with text just focusing on your family and you with your wife in the beach while the kids are in the kids club. So for me, that's one of the most important things for the future, specialization on content and navigation.
Yeah, maybe just add on this. I think, again, using it as a tool for doing the research. One in the travel world, Airbnb found that same apartment, just by taking professional photos, the different pictures that sell better the apartment, was an increase, I don't know, but a huge increase on the numbers of selling this apartment, right? So this is because they have a dedicated team to do this research. You can use AI to do this kind of research and what are the clients or the customers actually looking for. I think that's the key.
Well, market research is crazy with AI. It's crazy. What it takes you weeks, months, now it takes you half an hour.
Yeah.
And you can have product feed or whatever in minutes.
So thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this very interesting roundtable with our ecosystem in Balearic Islands.
Sorry, Sebas, I'm profiling people. Profiling people is crazy. Because as I said before, with all the data, you can have, when you fill a form, you are giving things like name, surname, and email. But with that data, I can know even profiling you in seconds connecting to LinkedIn, connecting to Google, connecting to Facebook, and I can profile you and get your status, your economical status as well, if you are married or not, and then I can profile you for the rest of all my life in our system.
Anybody wants to share more about that?
No, that's it.
So thank you very much. Sure.
Question, just because we've got a couple of minutes, and I know it's going to be a bit, let's see how it goes. So I'm hearing quite a lot, obviously we talk about AI and how we shouldn't be too dependent on it, and you talk a lot about the privacy and how it's changing the landscape in terms of what's being suggested to us. Is AI making it something that already exists worse? Because the way I'm seeing it is everything that most of the things you've mentioned already existed. If I go on Google, and most people only look at page 1, they never go to page 2, which means that even if there was a beautiful destination in Marbella, everybody will go to what's on the top of the list. So AI is doing exactly what exists in the current world, but it's just much faster. So is AI the problem, or the fact that as humans, we just rely on technology too much?
I think AI is not the problem. Is the difference is that is the massive reach. So before, people like wouldn't trust, or maybe it's not, they wouldn't even go to Google, but now it's like automatically we switch and ask the AI model. I think what's changed is not that just the technology, is the adoption by the people, and everyone is just one question away. And I've been in tech world for many years, and I come from a little village, and none of my friends use before kind of internet or Google to do heavy research, but all of them have now ChatGPT, and they ask for stuff. So I think the reach is different.
Okay.
I would say that it potentially could make it a bit worse, in the sense that in Google, to take, again, the examples, that's the main tool we'll use to search for anything, we more or less know the rules, how it works, what kind of works, what doesn't work, in order to appear above or not. But with a different model of AI, it's kind of a black box. What goes into, if I ask, what are the best beaches of that place, what did this AI model decide was considered a good beach, then it's going to be out of my control unless I'm very specific. So in the end, either you're so specific that you might as well go on Google and ask exactly the same thing, or you might risk the AI model deciding for you and just giving you an end result that you trust, but without having these multiple choices.
I hope that this change, because now we just follow the Google algorithm to see what Google wants us to show. But I believe and I hope that artificial AI models, I want from them to be focused on confidence, on trust, and on credibility. I don't want to see booking all the time at first time. I just want to get the information from the local hotel or the local restaurant or the local trip in Malaga. I don't want to see Booking, Expedia, Agoda, and that thing. I just want IA to understand which one is better than the other, try to reason, and try to give me not the best answer, but the most confident one based on the content that each site has, because itself and because the data that we have said before is feeding the systems.
Brilliant. Thank you.